Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mario here once again, and I'm back for some more of the Maxi Toys videos, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Let's Play of NES remakes for the Nintendo Wii U eShop. So last time we actually did manage to done through, Balloon Fight, like, despite the fact that I have some bit of struggles with, the 11th stage due to the third and final, star, and especially noticeable with the 13th stage. God, I cannot stand that stage. And also we did manage to done stages 1 through 19 from the original Super Mario Bros. So even though last time we did tackle from the challenge, is actually trying to take down all of the Bowser fights from ranging from worlds 5 through 8. So today for this episode, folks, is the fact that we're going to be moving on into basically pretty much finish up with Super Mario Bros. Before we move on to our Remix 1 set of stages. So even though, let's go for stage number 20. So, in stage number 20, as far as this particular stage goes, is that we're going to be keeping our Fire Flower for the entire time. Because of this, it looks like we're gonna have to see what the true secrets of the fake Bowser formation will actually contains inside. Kinda like how it does it in Super Mario 3D Land when that was before that. So anyway, this challenge might be actually kind of difficult sometimes, especially when you have to like deal with all this jumping momentum you have to deal with, and plus you have to deal with dodging Bowser's attacks, like, you know, fireballs and etc. And there's also plenty of chances you might gonna get, lose a life right there, especially noticeable if you accidentally lose your Fire Flower instantly. So even then, that makes it a little bit more treacherous and difficult at the same time, especially with this stage here, that the Plonaboo always gets to me for some reason though. Because of that though, you need to be right on with the pattern here, so even then, if you do know what you're doing. Luckily though, the fire bar does actually manage to utilize how the fact that the fireballs will actually zip through the fire bar, which is actually really good, except the Plonaboo's, and especially noticeable with the Bowser's fireball attack, which is not as easy as it sounds. But still, I can't wait to predict it from that part right there, so yeah, today was actually forms of the 28th of January 2018. That I almost said 2017 for some reason though, because I don't know why I keep on saying that though. But anyway, not much to discuss through for this little games announcements and all that stuff. Besides, well, just glad I'm going back into NES remakes once again. So even I know that I'm quite surprised we're actually breezing for this game really dang quickly. And oh, dang it, I was off by 5 points to get that next stamp. And besides that, I've already just got 3 stars. So even I know, yeah, that's all I can really tell for these points. So, next challenge we have right here is the fact that we need to collect the one-up mushrooms here. So, stop showing me those stupid super guide stuff. I had enough of those. What makes it incredibly inconsistent with this game sometimes is the forms of, specifically if you're trying to tackle for those challenges or what have you, that this little stupid super guide mini outline circle always trying to tell you where the things are, which even then though I am knowing what I'm doing, game. That's the main point. But for those of you who actually become a casual players, I understand that. But for hardcore gamers like I do, that I just cannot stand how they've done that, because they just want to make it, you know, a little bit more easier when it comes to casual players out there. So don't show me that, because I've already done that. So, yeah, I just cannot stand how this thing always, distracts me, even especially noticeable with, you know, the super guide, circle, outline circles always hinders me, so I think the trickiest part about this level sometimes is the forms of, in the 6th section right there, that the Buzzy Beetle always gets in my way, in this middle part of this room. Yeah, that's what I can usually just try to say here. Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned about this challenge actually. In this challenge is that... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Now I've got 2 lives left, so that's a bit of a nuisance. In this challenge right there, all we have to do is basically we need to collect every single one-up mushrooms. So, ranging from secrets of like invisible blocks and stuff, except the last one right there, because in the last one we're gonna have to be sure we need to get to the one-up mushrooms, so... Yeah, that's what I can usually come across into. Oh, no! Oh, shoot. I totally forgot about this pattern here. Oh, let's try that again, though. And hopefully I might as well get this cells in, well, at least one old... I can't remember to be exact, though, but there we go. So yeah, we've gone pretty close to the end though, folks, for the Super Mario Bros. Challenge. And let's see what star rankings I've got. Just 3-star rankings. So, oh well. I might as well take those, I suppose. And let's see what stamp I can get. I got Link from The Legend of Zelda. But hopefully we'll get to The Legend of Zelda after these couple of games first. From, you know, generation by generation with year by year releases. So, yeah, I might as well just have to say that right about now. In this challenge right now, all we have to do is basically we need to collect all the coins throughout in the section. See Fernando, that seems like I accidentally failed on that section right there, as you can see there. That, nothing matters though, because even Nendo that, well, it takes a bit of practice to able to actually get into the jumping mechanics, especially in this game consists of, so... Yeah, as far as you guys should already know, that Mickey Mouse did already finish up with Kirby's Adventure recently during yesterday. Even though he was originally trying to go for extra game playthrough of Kirby's Adventure, but due to it on the time restricted things, we decided to actually just not to let that happen. So unfortunately, though, that's not gonna happen. So yeah, kind of sad though, really, honestly. So anyway, though, yeah, again, not much to say, because of the fact that the next Kirby game that we'd like to tackle for this, guys, is the forms of Kirby's Dream Land 2, which that might actually be the last definition of the Kirby game to actually feature where, oh god, I actually did waste on time on that one, so I'll just go ahead and kill myself with the fire bar, because I really need the rainbow stars. Thank you. Right, please guarantee in for the rainbow stars, thank you. Which I do. Sweet. And I got stages 10 through 12 in Remix 2 stages, but again, that won't happen until for a very long time, until when we're able to actually go through the second half of the NES games has to offer for this majority of these challenges. And here we go, on to the final stage in Super Mario Bros. Challenges. And that is to collect, I'm presuming this is more accurately the speedrun tactics challenge, because all we have to do is basically we need to grab the super mushroom, and the second one we need to get to the gold flagpole, or in this case a gold pole. Sorry for a little bit of a tangent there, folks, because I kept on thinking of golden flagpole or something like that, because I kept on thinking of Super Mario 3D Land or 3D World, because obviously I just play those games from time to time though, actually. So anyway, yeah, this is more accurately just a speedrun tactic challenges, because we have to go through these warp zones. Like we did warp for World 4, for instance. Now, normally we haven't done that, for me and Luigi didn't done the warp zones in Super Mario Bros. Actually, in the Super Mario All-Stars Let's Play, because we normally show off all of the levels throughout the majority of the game. So this might actually be the first time we've ever going to be seeing the warp zones in the Super Mario Bros. Natural game. So, that's pretty cool. And of course in World 4-2 there's actually this vinyl right there, which actually leads us to the next warp zone, which I kind of think about it, I think this might actually be the last warp zone in the majority of Super Mario Bros., although I may be wrong about that. But usually you can get right here is the fact that you can either warp into World 6 or 7 or 8. But the task tells me to actually just warp me into World 8. So, apologize if my mouth is a little bit more jumbled up mess, because I can't really, because you know how commentaries works though, folks, is that sometimes it talks way too fast and... What? Explain that hitbox to me, game. Explain that hitbox. Hey. Oh well, let's try that again, and I accidentally failed again. But hopefully I might as well not to waste my time on it though. Okay. Okay, come on. Okay. Oh, wait. I guess I'll take that, invincibility frame right there. Oh, wow. Seems that game is very generous with, just trying to bypass for that Koopa Trooper right there. So, yeah, I'll take it. Oh, God, I'm not looking forward to this, though. Oh, shoot. I'm probably not gonna redo the entire challenge again, because I might have been able to, you know, trying to go for the entire tasks all over again, and at the same time we need to avoid a lot of hammer bros right there, so... Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go! Nice. And now for the final sections by simply defeat Bowser, so... We can just simply well, get hit first off, and just run up, and boom! He's dead. And there we go, folks, that concludes Super Mario Bros. So thank you so much for watching. This is me, Mario. Until then, see you guys in the next playthrough. Just kidding, because obviously this is NES Remix after all. Probably because I kept on thinking of me and Luigi did tackle through, you know, Super Mario All-Stars portion of Super Mario Bros. Actually. So, yeah, I don't know why I say that. And we got the next stamp right there, which actually based off from the heart containers from the Legend of Zelda series. So, well, specifically the original The Legend of Zelda, actually. So, anyway, so we got through the golden banner, or in this case, a golden, you know, outline for the likes of Super Mario Bros. So now let's move on to, Remix 1 set of stages. Well, technically, we've already done the first stage in Remix 1 set of stages, because we already done that from the get-go of the game. But now we're going to be doing the second stage, which in forms of we're going to be playing through Donkey Kong. Specifically, we have to go all the way up to the top of 25M, but with darkness. So even though that, well, this challenge is very simple and very easy, but the only time you do need to worry about it though is the forms of just barrels themselves. So there you go then. That would guarantee to give me a Rainbow Star ranking, because I believe I was managed to dominate this for about 1 millisecond from the likes of passing for that ranking, I believe. But yeah, it's kind of cool though. Stage 3. Run, Mario, get to the golf pole. So even though it's basically, it's kind of like how it does in Sonic 06 Mark Speed sections from Sonic 06. That it's a bit like, Dawn, we're not gonna make it, let's speed up. So basically it's kind of like those stages basically. So what I found is these stages kind of a little bit harder compared to how he does it in Mark Speed sections from Sonic 06 to me though, is that you need to be right on with your jumps, instead of like, well, if you made like, oh shoot, stupid Cheep Cheeps. I hate these Cheep Cheeps already, but I digress though. Yeah, so even then though, that we've pretty much gone through the halfway portion of the game, well, the entire game I should say, because we pretty much gone through the halfway point of the majority of the NES games. So even then though, we've done the first half of it, but we'll get into the second half of it once we've completely done with the Remix 1 set of stages. So yeah, that was totally my fault right there. So, but anyways, let's do this for a 4th time, naturally. But I was hoping I can able to actually reach for this point right there, so yeah, that's what I can tell. Okay, come on, come on. Hopefully it just... Stupid Cheep Cheep. I always get hit by that Cheep Cheep for some reason though, because that was the only Cheep Cheep I've never able to actually avoid that. Unless if I was trying to jump a little bit lighter than that, or just jump too quick. Maybe not just to get my momentum jumps like that. So anyway, there we go. And I believe this might be the hardest part. I've died the last time, so there we go. So yeah, you just need to be right on with your jumps on that section right there, mainly due to the very end, all the Cheep Cheep surprise attack, because if you manage to get hit by a Cheep Cheep after all, then you will have to do the entire level again. So yeah, that's what I can come across, and let's see what stamp I can get. And I believe we got ourselves, I believe this that particular old man, I believe that was actually based off from The Legend of Zelda, if I could recall that. So anyway, stage number 4 is basically we're gonna have to collect all the coins in the Mario Bros. Game, but with doppelgangers of Mario. So this could be pretty tricky. It's because of how the fact that well, first off, we need to take control of these 2 Marios all in one go. And also, we have less time to be able to collect those coins because we got 15 seconds to do this. So, yeah, I've totally messed that up right there. So, time's up. Yeah, I believe you only get about 15 seconds to start off with. So, and plus you do have to deal with this really awkward jump angles and stuff like that, especially with jump momentum right there. That always tends to really bugs me too. Until when we get into Ice Climber eventually, oh boy, you can probably not gonna see that one coming, haven't you? But you'll see. Okay, come on, let's see if I can do this just right. God dang it. Yeah, I totally failed on that for a multitude of attempts. But let's try again anyway. Come on. Excuse me about that, sorry about that. I just got something in my throat there, so that's why I'm feeling like my voice is kind of a little bit cracked up a few and now because of how the fact that well, I did drink, don't get me wrong, especially with soft drinks and all that stuff. Oh, I totally missed that jump. Yeah, the hardest part about this challenge for me though is the forms of you need to be right on with that exactly the perfect jump you can able to actually just not only collecting coins, but also just trying to able to actually, hopefully, God forbid, trying to able to perform that. So, come on, there we go. That's more like it. That's more like it. That's definitely way better. But not so sure about this part here. But hopefully, I might as well get us a chance here. Boom, there we go. Oh, that took me a lot of tries to able to bypass that challenge. But no rainbow stars, sadly, because of how the fact that, oh, we got ourselves a new NES game we're going to be tackling through. Well, technically the NES stages, if you will. And that is another sports game. Well, to be more specifically, oh yeah, we got ourselves another stamp also from The Legend of Zelda, from the staircases. So yeah, we have golf. So, I don't know what's up with that game, but I'm pretty sure it's basically just a golf game, as you expected it to. So, but again, we'll get to remakes 2 stages after the second half of the rest of the NES games, as far as the unlockable standards goes. So here we go, on to the stage number 5, where we're gonna have to play through Donkey Kong Jr., but in this case, in, I believe, the second stage, or the third stage, that, we're gonna have to basically, we have to go all the way up to the top, where there's basically, everything's going crazy in here, like, we got, you know, outlighted, so even then though, that we can't really tell that, the actual environment of the stage goes, that's usually lights up, and other times, it all just goes off-lighted, so even then though, that's kind of interesting when it comes to, mixture of those different, gimmicks with those, these stages of NES Remix has to offer, which, that's the thing I liked about these stages sometimes, is the forms of how the fact that sometimes they do something a little bit more differently when it comes to conditions and gimmicks alike. Alright, stage number 6, defeat all the imposters, which means every single enemy is transformed into ourselves. So, yeah, we got to defeat them all, because if we manage to... Oh god, I'm gonna get screwed right there. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go, that should be good. There we go, and I've messed it up. I was trying to able to actually just beat these guys a little bit more faster than that, but due to failed that, this is probably due to these imposters that really get to me. But anyway, come on, let's see if we can do this. There we go. And only 2 more enemies left, or in this case 2 imposters left. Oh jeez, I literally waste my time right there. So I'm hoping I might as well able to get 3-star rankings for surely, because if I manage to spend on this stage for too long, I might as well get 2 stars instead. Well, it's kind of like how it does it on the bonus stage, which, yep. Oh, damn you. I probably should just go a little bit more faster than that, but I'll do that at the end of the video. And we got ourselves, I believe that's actually Merlin from, or meddling from, the likes of, well, The Legend of Zelda, as you expected. Alright, so stage number 7 is the forms of how the fact that we're gonna have to deal with, all the enemies in the original Mario Bros. Arcade game, or in this case, the Mario Bros. Game. But every time you actually just manage to explore for the majority of the game, the screen wall starts to zoom out. And by means zoom out, this means we actually get duplicates of multitude of screens. And every time you actually fixes that screen issue is the fact that we need to defeat, assuming enemies and also grabbing coins too, which even then though, that's the only method you can deal with right there, or basically score based. So yeah, that's all it does for this challenge, so yeah, not too shabby, not too difficult about this challenge though. It's gonna have to like concentrate on one screen so that it makes it a little bit more... Are you kidding me? Oh jeez, 2 stars rankings on 2 stages in a row, which is really unfair and unpredictable for me. Anyway, stage number 8, but I'll come back for that after that as well. So, get to the goal pole, but with 1 unit of life, and also we got 120 seconds. And this usually takes place in Super Mario Bros. In the forms of World 1-1, but with silhouettes. So even then, I found this to be really easy of the challenge, because if you remember from the likes of Super Mario Bros. Set of stages, like I did done for about a couple of days ago, I managed to done a speedrun tactic, so even then though, pretty easy of a challenge. In addition to these lovely, beautiful rainbow stars. So yeah, how about that? Stages 13 through 15 is now accessible. So even then though, again, we'll get to those during at some point in the future. And we got ourselves another stamp based off from Super Mario Bros. Speaking of such, and I believe it's actually based off from accurately a solid block? Maybe. I might be guessing of something else. Anyway. Stage number 9. complete a lap in Excite Bike with the darkness once again, but this time you do have a spotlight that actually guides you to the actual course itself. So, I think that's how this challenge works. And obviously we don't want to let our time run out, because obviously if the time runs out, then basically we have to do the entire challenge again. So, that might be not too fun if that usually happens to me though, but anyway. So, yeah, I can't believe how the fact that we actually gone for this particular game quite literally fast and quick. The only time it may be a little bit long for me, though, is the forms of anticipation for Rainbow Stars. So even then, though, that that can take me a long time to able to actually accomplish that, because... Actually, it's one of pointing out right off the get-go right away, though, folks, is that, originally I was supposed to able to, actually, I might as well not just discuss on that right about now. Stage number 10, we're going back to Super Mario Bros. Once again, but this time that we actually ended up in World 4-1, but now it's all snowy themed. We got snowy themed for once in the original Super Mario Bros. Game, for at least for once. Well, I wouldn't say that much though, because in the likes of World 5, in the original Super Mario Bros. Game, especially the lost levels especially, there are some white trees here and there, which I don't know if that actually represents the snowy environment or something like that. Especially if you ever played through the Super Mario All-Stars version of the game. Are you kidding me? I never get the Rainbow Stars on that stage. Oh, jeez. What was it thinking? Anyway, stage number 11. Pop 6 balloons. We're going back to Balloon Fight again, but this time, everything is going to be zooming in every time when you haven't popped the balloon all that much. And, yeah, it's going to be messed up already. Of course, just like how it does it in Pop 20 Balloons Challenge, is that you cannot avoid messed up at least once. So, yeah, it's gonna be really underwhelming for me. Holy. And plus, on the side note, on the positive side note, is that we actually on the halfway point in Remakes 1 set of stages at least. So, okay, we got one more balloon left. So I'm hoping that I can at least get one here. There we go. Thankfully, though, you don't have to deal with Pop 20 balloons, unlike how it does it in the actual main challenge on Balloon Fight, though. But hey, at least that's a positive thing, though. Alright, so let's see what the next step I've got. I believe that's Fairy from the likes of the Legend of Zelda series. To be more specifically, the original Legend of Zelda. Stage 12. All we have to do is basically we're going back to Mario Bros. Yet again. But this time we have to defeat all the enemies, much like how it does it previously. But in addition to this unique twist, is that we need to protect Luigi. So, Luigi, why are you doing that? Oh, jeez, typical Luigi brothers sometimes. Anyway, you need to be fast and quick though, because if you don't want to let Luigi die by those shell creepers over here, because if you manage to let Luigi get hit by the shell creepers at least once, your mission will be instantly finished. So, let's see if we can deal with this last shell creeper, and there we go. 36 seconds and 2 milliseconds. No Rainbow Stars, sadly, but we'll take it though, until when we get into the Rainbow Stars run through of this game. Until at least specifically the end of the first half of the year, which, spoiler alert, that might as well happen. Stage number 13 is basically a compilation of those different mini-challenges. Like, for instance, we do have 4 different sections in this stage, which in this first section right there is the fact that we need to collect 3 coins before the time runs out, and I've accidentally missed those coins by this overshooting jump. And then I believe the next section in this stage is that we're gonna have to go through Super Mario Bros. But collecting 3 coins, but in silhouette. So, I do like these little these challenges like that, because even then, though, it does remind me of almost related to a WarioWare-esque. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. We have to do that challenge again? But this time, hold down the B button instead of, like, the A button. Oh god, this is getting really overwhelming for me, though. But at least I only come across into that at least once, though, so that's good. So, and the last section we're going to be doing here is to defeat 10 enemies, but before the time limit, or before the time runs out. So, we're going to be invisible for the entire time. Well, yeah, I'm going to say we're pretty much invisible for the entire time. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of anyway. And I'm presuming, folks, we're going to end things off here for this point, folks. I know it's not that long of a video, unlike in any other videos ago, but we're going to have to keep it short enough as it is. So, yeah, with that being said, folks, we've got to end things off here. So tune me next time on Let's Play NES Remakes. Is the fact that we're going to be doing the rest of the second half of Remake Set of 1 stages, going all the way up to stages 14 to 25, and that's all I can say. So yeah, see you guys next time for that. So yeah, that's all I can tell. Later, fellas. And I'll be you know, trying to jump cut through the successful attempt on the 3-star rankings of those 2 remake stages I haven't done through this point. So yeah, I'll meet you guys for that point. So see you guys next time. Later, fellas. Yeah, I kept on saying that twice, didn't I?